Today, we're going to St. John Island! But instead of going there to take OOTD shots, we're going to talk about something a bit more serious. I think for many of us, when we think of the beauty of the oceans, we will visualize huge, beautiful corals that are teeming with life. However, due to human activities and climate change, a lot of these corals have been dying off. The real reason why we are here today is because Garden City Fund has a Plant a Coral program where they are working to grow corals on our shores to enhance our marine biodiversity. So, we will be meeting this team of researchers to find out how they are bringing back hope to our oceans.
Hi MJ, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the St. John's Island National Marine Lab, Singapore's first and only offshore marine research station. Come, let's come in.
Okay. Oh, there's some volunteers here. Hi, where are you guys from?
Hi, we are from Thekchen Choling, Singapore.
Oh, what are you doing?
We are helping to clean the tanks.
Oh, clean the tanks. First of all, even though they look like rocks or even plants, corals are living animals. Yes, animals. So there are two very general groups of corals that exist. One is the hard or stony corals and the other is the soft coral. And the difference is hard corals are hard, while soft corals they are soft like. So most of the corals that are being planted here are the hard corals, so we'll be focusing on that. Hard corals are the primary builders of coral reefs because they are the one that produce a rigid skeleton that eventually joins up to form the huge physical structures of coral reefs. Corals are actually colonies made of individual organisms known as polyps, and they house these photosynthetic algae known as zooxanthellae, or zoox for short. The zoox will photosynthesize and provide the corals with food, while the corals will provide protection and also nutrients in the form of waste back to the zoox. Just imagine that corals are like living HDB estates, while the algae inside are the house tenants taking care of it. So with this, it will attract all sorts of marine organisms, and together it will form this big, diverse marine community where everyone lives. So it's just like, you know how Nemo was on the manta ray and he looks down and there's this big community living with a lot of marine organisms? Yeah, like that. Yeah! Okay, yes, I'm done! Look at it, so clean. The corals that you see here are called cropora corals, and they usually take on this branching form that makes them look like underwater forests of the ocean. So why cropora corals were chosen is because they are one of the fastest growing coral species. They are also less susceptible to coral bleaching in our local Singapore waters.
Hey, this one also acropora.
Yes. So a single coral species, right, can take on different forms. So it may not necessarily be like the branching one like this, it can be the encrusting one like this. So it's pretty cool, right? Like some Ditto Pokemon that can, just change with whatever form they want. But that's also the reason why it's actually notoriously difficult to identify a coral down to the species level.
Okay MJ, this is where we're going to start. These small coral fragments are called nabins, and we're going to take these coral fragments and stick them onto these tiles. And we let them grow in the nursery. Once they grow to a certain size and won't get washed away easily by strong currents, we'll plant them onto our artificial reef structures called Reef Enhancement Unit and allow them to grow under suitable conditions.
Huh. How come these nabins don't die when we break them from the main body?
Well, like how I mentioned previously, the hard corals are made of individual polyps and they all produce this entire skeletal structure that joins up. So when we break part of it off, it is more like separating a group of friends by unlinking their arms, not tearing their arm away. However, fragmentation requires skills to ensure that you do not damage the corals. So please do not go around touching and breaking off every coral that you see on our shores. This is mine!
Okay.
So Dr. Yani, why do we have to do coral fragmentation and transplantation? I mean, they have their own natural way of reproduction, right? Like there's a recent spawning event where I see all the coral pink eggs like pew out of the water.
To grow a coral from a larvae that has settled onto one of these tiles will likely take a very long time. So for instance, a fragment about this size, just to grow from settled larvae, can take up to 5 years. Whereas for fragments, they grow a lot faster, especially if you put different fragments from the same parent colony, which are genetically identical. They can definitely grow a lot faster to form a larger colony very quickly.
I see. So it's just like a high school reunion for all the polyps. So instead of putting a bunch of strangers to form a clique, it's just much easier when everyone kind of know each other, so they can just get together and grow bigger together. We're all in this together. Once we know that we are, we're all stars and we see. How are you guys involved in this project?
Oh, Thekchen Choling is a donor to the Garden City Fund. So this time around, we are supporting Plant a Coral, Seed a Reef. So instead of the traditional animal liberation that we do and releasing all the animals into the sea, it can disrupt the ecosystem. So we decided that this time around, let's protect the homes of the animals and make it a more conducive place for them to live and grow.
That's the way we should do it, people.
Thank you.
Coral reefs are one of the most important habitats we have. No other marine habitat supports such numbers or diversity of fishes as coral reefs, and that in turn actually affects our fisheries as well as jobs and businesses through tourism and recreation. They also help to buffer shorelines against the energy of strong waves and floods. We all know that our rainforests are important, and coral reefs are essentially the rainforests of our oceans. If we don't protect and save our reefs, we will be losing entire living communities. And the saddest thing is that the beautiful coral reef sceneries that we see in documentaries and in Nemo will never be seen in reality again. The people behind me are the future of our reefs, and the Plant a Coral project aims to enhance our marine biodiversity by providing areas for marine organisms to grow and for reef fish to seek refuge. You can help the cause by checking out Thekchen Choling's Visak Day programs, which contribute to the Plant a Coral, Seed a Reef projects, or you can check out Garden City Fund's website. Just keep thinking! So Yani, does Singapore have like coral reefs like the Great Barrier Reef and like colourful, white and huge?
Actually, we do. People don't really know, but we do have coral reefs. It might not exactly be like the Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is huge. It's 2,000 kilometers, spread across 2,000 kilometers. But in Singapore, we used to have coral reefs that cover a total area of about 100 square kilometers. But today, we only have about 13 square kilometers of coral reefs left, concentrated mostly around the southern islands, definitely around the Sisters Island Marine Park. And one of the reasons why we're doing a lot of these coral transplantation is to try and restore the corals back into our marine environment and to increase the area of the coral reef area around Singapore. Possibly, not sure if we'll be back to the 100 square kilometers we used to once have, but at least a little bit little bit more than what we have today.
How is it like working on St. John Island?
I love it!
Is it because you don't get to interact with a lot of humans? That's one of the benefits.
Yes, maybe. No, but we've got like quite an island community of scholars here in the marine station, and also we've got volunteers that come in here to help out in the Plant a Coral, Seed a Reef initiative. So we do have quite a nice community here. That's actually one of the reasons why I love coming to the island. And the other reason is because I get to go overseas.
Yeah, that's true.
So especially now when you have the COVID travel restrictions, I think all of us here can count ourselves lucky to be able to go overseas every day.
You know, MJ used to work on this island as well.
Really?
Oh, not
I did not know that.
It's under my final year project in university, so I was doing my giant clam research here, and I had to come to the island every morning at 8 a.m. Yeah, and because there's no food here, we actually have to pack our own lunch. So every morning I wake up 5 a.m., to cook my own veggie and meat, just to bring here and eat. Yeah, those were the days. But it was really nice lah. There's a community here and everyone here is really good at what they do. Yeah, so we have like a flatworm expert, we have a giant clam expert, and then we have the coral one. So it was amazing. And we have like peacock friends. I only did a bit here. The time Pang Jen was still here.
Yes.
Sandy was here. Sandy is this big, huge cat that is the mascot of SJI. But he's now being taken good care by an ex-staff from here. Yes, those were the days. Thank you, Dr. Yani, for teaching me all about the coral planting project that you guys are doing and working so hard on. And yes, hope you guys enjoyed the afterthought session. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.